Hello there, and welcome to tonight's Lego ASMR build. Today we're going to be building the Lego Clone ATTE. Oh, wait a minute. That's a surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. Not the right one. However, I'm going to propose a ridiculous proposition. If we can get a massive 10,000 likes, probably a bit unrealistic, for this Lego ASMR video, then I'm going to make this Lego Millennium Falcon build a reality, and we're going to make a whopping big ASMR Lego video from it. It would be pretty amazing and epic, and also I'd probably have to find somewhere suitable for the Millennium Falcon to then live, much to my wife's discontent. Well, it's not this one today. We need that ATTE walker. Surprise. Oh, there we go. There is tonight's Lego build, baby. We have the Clone ATTE Walker, Lego ATTE Walker, and this is a set that I've had my eye on for a very long time, and well, because it's nearly Christmas when this video is coming out, it might not be the rest of the year. We're going to relax, we're going to get some Lego triggers, some Lego tingles, some clicky brick sounds, some plasticky satisfying sounds, some building sounds, soft spoken whispering, and slightly deeper voice ASMR triggers for you to fall asleep to, for you to relax to, and for us to nerd out to. So it's that time of year where we need to just slow it, cool it, and do something fun and enjoyable. And building this is fun and enjoyable. And at the end, I've got a little surprise with the collection of Legos that we're going to have out together and just, admire and see. And that'd be right at the end after we build this beauty. The thing with this set is that it probably wasn't the ATTE Walker which attracted me to it, apart from it looking freaking awesome to begin with anyway. But it was, in fact, you guessed it, Commander Cody and his 212th clone trooper army companions that he has here as well. If you ever see me on Battlefront 3, yeah, that's a fuss. If you ever see me on Battlefront 2, please do Battlefront 3, then if I'm playing one of the clones, then my attire will be the 212th attire. You've got to have those yellow stripes, and I think it looks really good. And of course, you're for the Commander Obi-Wan Kenobi faction of the clone army, so that's a bonus to me. So in this box, we have plenty of clones here. I say plenty, we've got 5 to operate and shoot down some droids here. The bonus with this set also is that we get 3 droids here as well, and I'm a massive advocate for Lego droids. I love them so much. I have done since I was a kid. One of my favourite things was having Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, and then about 20 battle droids, and it would always be them chopping them down. That was just the scenario that I always played with my Legos. And I found my Lego box again the other day, and I pulled out some of the bags, and I could see inside was some droids, and thought, I'm popping that back in, and we're going to do a surprise what's in my Lego bag sort of video one day, either on this channel or my Chill Fred channel, or it might be a channel members sort of video. I don't know yet. The thing which I love with the ATTE Walker is that it's almost the perfect cross between a Republic clone gunship with all the turrets here, the round turrets that you get on there, and then the ATMT with the long legs there also. So it merges both of them and creates this magnificent clone tank for literally tearing apart droids and the separatists. I can vouch for that. Turret up here looks great. The clone sitting on top, we know what it looks like. It's iconic and it looks incredible. So we got 1 clone, 2 clone, 3 clones, and clone, 4 clones, commander and driving clone in here as well. And then we have our B1 battle droid here, B1 battle droid here, and there, and B1 battle droid here. And then the spider droid, for which name I've kind of forgot that, but yeah, looks pretty amazing to me. Oh, you gotta love that sound of a fresh, brand new Lego box ready to be built. This box looks incredible. At the back is a beast. This thing. At the back we have our lovely walker, and it looks very, very nice. And the functionality that it has, so you can lift it up, turn the turret around, and it's filled, jam-packed with turrets. It's turrets galore on this walker. Turret, big turret, back turret, you know, and then you've got all the legs there. So the thing is with this walker, if you love the Republic gunship and you love the AT-MT, yes, too many AT-MTs, AAT, MTT, then it's the crossover because you've got the walker legs, but then you've got all the turrets of the Republic clone gunship, and this will look exceptionally nice next to it too. I think this one cost me £109 to purchase, which I think for the size and for the other sort of sets that size, it's pretty normal. And I was pretty pleased. This was the last one on the shelf as well, so I was very happy. I thought it was a sign and a calling to do this particular Lego set for us to build today. So I hope you're feeling relaxed. I hope you're feeling ready, and let's build our lovely Lego ASMR AT-TE walker. Very excited to be building this one. It's a lot bigger than it actually seems. I mean, it doesn't actually fit in the screen at the moment, so you know it's a sizable one. So I predict we've probably got about five bags in here, perhaps 6. Have they changed the way that you open it? I don't know if that's different now, but usually you have the finger press thing and then it opens, but it's just tape, which I kind of like because it doesn't ruin the box now. There we go. This is something that I can get behind. This is the Lego instruction manual, which is wrapped up in some Lego paper. Is this a Christmas thing or something? I don't know. Maybe it's a rock standard, but I really like that idea, and I think perhaps they should do more stuff like that, because I really like the paper on there. In fact, make some wrapping paper like that. That's nice. So as predicted, I said there was 6 bags. I see number 6. And that's a nice fair bit of Lego which we have here today. It's a bit of a trick because obviously there's corresponding bags for the right section. So 4 and 4, 6 and 6. Execute order 66 had to be said. And there we go. So this is looking like a nice build and plenty of nice big larger pieces, which I'm always a big fan of. So let us begin. Sweet. I really didn't want to break that paper, so that is intact and it's going to be stickers, considering the size of the set. That's pretty awesome. Instruction manual is a bit of a beast. Nearly 200 pages to get through here, so I predict this is probably going to be about a 4 or 5 hour Lego build, and it's going to be fun. Number 1. So, it's been a little while since we built some B1 battle droids, but they just look so good. My original B1 battle droids, you know, the old styled Lego guns where it had a stud in the end and a big fat gun, that was what my droid army consisted of. But yeah, they still kind of give me that childlike excitement, like I want to get a lightsaber and chop its head off or arms or something. So thank you, Star Wars Episode 1, for putting that excitement in me when I was 9 years old. Okay, so it's pretty good that you get 3 battle droids here, because any battle droids you get to add to the collection and build up the army. Okay, there's his gun. Where's his other blaster? Oh, if you hear the rain noises, because every time I film it seems to be raining every single time now, so yeah, there we go. But it could be quite relaxing if you can hear it. Right, got our droid here, and let's pop his arm in there. When I even hold the rifles, all I can hear is the Trade Federation march in my head. I mean, all I hear is Star Wars music in my head all day, every day, but yeah. He looks awesome. He looks awesome. He looks awesome. So, that's great. That's awesome. So the first thing we're going to build is our spider droid. So we've got 4 studs on the top here. Don't think I've got one of these. So this is a cool Lego version of that. Okay. So I opted for doing a Lego Star Wars build because I'm pretty sure we've done it every single year. It's like almost a end of the year tradition, so to speak. So it's about finding the right one. I can't remember if it was my first one. The Razor Crest might have been, or it might have been something before that. But I pulled that out earlier, and yeah, it's great. It's still one of my favourite sets that we built, and I think it was one of my first Lego ASMR builds, which was pretty awesome too. Okay, so this is going to slot down at the top there, and then apparently this goes in there, and then this. Oh, I see. That is very clever. I like that a lot. That's awesome. Cool. And then we need our turret, so we need okay. And then our turret on the top there, and on top then we have that black piece there, and then on the bottom we have the black piece there, and this slots on just like that. So you get the gist already. It already looks great. And then what we've got, a very, very strange piece which I've never ever seen before, on here and on here. And then a droid arm goes on there, the clanker arm, and that sits on like that to represent his eyes. That's pretty cool. It's amazing when the Lego thing just suddenly looks like the thing. That's what I love. So we could do 4 of its legs. Okay, so one on top of the other, one on top of the other. noise from a Lego piece before. There we go. One on top of the other. And one on top of the other. There we go. Then we need a battle droid. That goes on the top, and then a battle droid head, and that faces down there. That goes on the top. Battle droid head, body, torso faces down. On the top, faces down, and on the top, faces down. And there we have it on the bottom. That's cool. And there's his legs. So one of the games I used to have when I was a kid was a Lego Creator. I used to just enjoy putting the dynamite down and exploding things, but I kind of would like an updated version of that game and actually create some cool Lego designs from scratch and see how you get on. I mean, they must do that already in the big Lego company when they make things, and it all goes online as well at some point. So yeah, that's awesome. I love that. You could hear the noise. I can hear the noise on Utapau when the clone trooper goes on top and on top. Yeah, you know the one. So here we have our very nice spider droid. I can't actually remember its real name, if it is that or not, but yeah, that looks really good. And it will be no match for the ATTE Walker, but still we've got some separatist stuff going on there, and that's pretty good. So we're going to put you So this is the thing which I wanted the most out of the Lego set. So we have Commander Cody. The time has come. Don't you think it was nice that that Sidious at this point, we'll call him Sidious, that he decided out of all the clones he would call up first, it was Cody going for Obi-Wan Kenobi. Alright, cool. So, all of our visors, accessories, etc. We'll pop you there so we don't lose you. So, this is the piece for you, Cody. We pop you in your helmet there. Very, very gently. Look at that. And now we have a very nice Commander Cody. And he is looking freaking awesome. And his gun's in here somewhere. Okay. Look at that. Yes. Very happy you, Cody. Now we begin the mega build. Here we go. And at the end we shall have a very, very nice walker to play around with. Okay. Number 2, that goes in at the top there. So, like I said at the start, that Millennium Falcon has been coming out far too often, and it's been following me around quite a lot and trying to work out when am I going to do it and where am I going to put it if I do it. I'm going to go in there. Excellent. So if we were able to reach that little milestone there, I know it's probably a bit unrealistic for 10,000 likes, but it would be fun. And I'll definitely do it, and I can only imagine how long and how big that ASMR video will be. Probably the biggest ever, and it will definitely surpass the 10-hour mark, so some sort of condensing in there will probably be a little bit necessary, but it would be worth it, I'm sure. And plus, to have the Millennium Falcon, and we'd put some lights in there as well, that would be absolutely mandatory. It would be pretty amazing, and that would be the ultimate dream Lego set, I think, for Fred anyway. I mean, we all have our very own personal favourite Lego sets. Just so happens mine would be the Falcon. Okay, so this slots on here. I think this is the first time which I've not actually done a Lego build where it's like 3 in the morning or something. So it's quite nice, quite refreshing actually. This is the morning, but it's not ridiculous o'clock in the morning. Okay, that goes in just there. And then we need another one of these. And this goes in on the top here. Twist it over, turn it around is what it says, right? I don't get what you're saying there, but yeah, I assume you mean that. So if this is the skeleton part of it, this baby is going to be pretty huge and sizable, which means it's going to be a great display piece. We hope. And then we need blue one on there, one on there, and then one on the blue one there. Excellent. And then the base parts just here. Okay, that bit here, and then large piece here. So one of my slight guilty pleasures, which I have, I find myself, I think it's Britlink or Brickable or something like that, and I do watch videos of custom-made Legos and the ships that I've looked at. So that would be the Black Pearl. I know they've released the Black Pearl. That is a ship which I really want. Such a great looking Lego set. But I've seen the mock builds as well, and they're to scale to the pieces, and I kind of like that just slightly more when it looks more like a model rather than a Lego set. But I think that's just the older I get, the more epic scaled I want them to be, because for me they're not things that obviously I'm going to play with, they're things I'm going to look at and then just pose and put in slightly different positions. So having it more realistic is the better, basically, for me. Okay, so we got a long piece in there, but going through like pod races and things, and they're all pretty awesome. And some really good sets on that. Okay, let's pop you in there. So we're making a new one of these, I'm not quite sure, but there. And then you go in the second one, right there. So maybe we are. Okay. So we need one of these, a blue one. This one is fiddly. I feel like it's been so long since we've actually made a Lego video, which is crazy really, because we did do quite a lot of them, but I think there's so many channels which make Lego stuff now, and like when I see other people do stuff, then I always just think, well, I'll do something else then. But yeah, it's nice to actually sit down and just build some Lego together and just completely zone out and have some cool nerding session. Right, there we go. And then we've got another one here. So this is all the integral parts, shall we say. So this is all very important, because if you don't get this right, then you're going to have one flimsy walker. Okay, this goes in here. Okay, it's looking good. And then the blue piece here. I don't know why I will say it every single time, but it always baffles me just how the creators come up with these things and these small pieces and know where they all go. And how do you start with something so basic and then build it up to look great? I suppose it's like doing a painting maybe, but for me, doing Lego is a bit different, because you've got stuff inside that you're not going to see, like structural supports, but that structural support has still got to look like the thing that you're trying to make. There we go, is that in there? Great. And it's got to have like some functionality to it as well. And it's got to cater for people who want to use it as a toy, or people who want to use it as a model. You know, so there's kind of a lot of things you got to do just with that one design. So it fascinates me. If there was a chance to go see how it was all done, I would very gladly take it up on that. Okay, now what we need is to get our two pieces here, and then they slot together so effortlessly. That is just very satisfying to me. This is what I mean about Legos, when you get those sort of bits. See, I've got ASMR triggers. I feel it in my head. So it's symmetry. It's symmetrical. It's large Lego pieces. That does me good, and that is what I mean. So we've got not in there, Fred. We have you up the top there, and then we turn you over, and some detailing already goes in. I would have thought it'd be a bit early for the details, but there we go, on the top. And on the top, I think when it comes to Lego sets as well, when it's the grey ship things, that's, for me, is what looks the best. I love the grey ship, so when it's all the public stuff, and I suppose the X-Wing, it's kind of, the old school X-Wings were grey, but the newer ones are white, but it kind of sort of fits in that category as well. All Lego ships are of great interest to me. Oops. There we go. Come on, Fred. Let's pop you on there. And at the bottom we've got some grills, so we're turning you up again. And then where are the grills? One grill here. Second, third. And then we have the single stud flat ones here. And they sit very happily just there. And then on the top, we're going to start fleshing this thing out. So we've got two that face inward. That is my very, very hungry stomach right now. Apologies. Okay, that's looking good. Right, so what we need is these black pieces here, and on the top these go on both sides, so we need to do 4 of these. Okay, so let's get our factory, Lego factory conveyor belt train thing going here. Okay, there we go. And the final one there, please. There we go. And then we need the large piece in there, so that goes straight through. goes straight through. So you know at this point that what we're creating, it's got to be the legs. So what's there, 6 legs in this thing? But these would be the 4 main ones, and then these sit just on the end, right here. Is that on the end? Yes. Okay, so I think that goes out just ever so slightly. And then you go on here, and you go right here, and you go just right there. There. Looking good. And then we have some more intricate things. So this, obviously, for the walking legs, there's got to be some sort of mechanism going on here. So that goes in there. We need 4 of these as well. 2, 3, and 4. And then these all sit facing upwards on the side here. 1. You hear that? Yeah, that's a thunderstorm which is happening in my stomach right now. Apologies again. Okay. Let's click you on the right. You on the top. You go right there. And then we have some engine, smooth engine pieces. Okay. So just let me know when you present yourself to me. Alright, we need this bit. And another one of those. There we go. 2 of the studs, grid studs here, and then we need 2 of those single stud things right here and there. Okay. And then that sits just next to it. Right there. Okay. And on top here. And then we have this on top. This here. There. That there. Very nice. Have some grill parts which were over here. Okay. See, normally, maybe because when I do it, it's very early in the morning, but the fidgety stuff irritates me because my eyes are basically closing and they're not working properly at that point in the morning. But now, yeah, I like all that fiddly thing. I don't know if you noticed, I've got a new mat here just because I thought it'd be a bit more textured also. Okay, so we're going to make our own one here. On the top, there should be another one of those figure ones. There we go. So if this is detailing this early on, then that's very impressive. Okay, so we've got the grills on there, we've got the top bits on there. Now we need to make another one of those pieces. Right, what do we need? We need that. We need one of those, 2 of those. We need 2 of these, and we need 1 of these, and our elusive piece, which will note here somewhere. There we go. Right. So what we need, that there, this thing goes on top, that thing goes down to that, and then we have a sticker number 3. Okay. Let's put into practice, Fred, your sticker skills. So we're doing some cockpit stuff here by the looks of it, or it could be the turret. Right, so on the top, that's going to be down there. So we have the console at the bottom. Come on, Fred, you could do this. We've had practice. Well, congratulations. Yeah. Actually, I got something symmetrical. You can focus there for me. There we go. Excellent. So we have a piece at the bottom. There we have two on there. And then this piece fits. Is this the main cockpit? It must be. On the top. On the top. If so, that's pretty good. And then we take our main section here. Yes, so we've got the cockpit all nice and ready in there. Okay, so making sure that this is right in line where everything needs to be, which it is. Then we're going to press that one down. And a set like this, it always pays to be meticulous with your pressing and putting things together, as we don't want any accidents later on. Right, that's a good. Oh, we got the big pieces out again. Excellent. So we need the long piece here, and there we go. Two turrets. 1, 2, and then on the top, like one here, and then on the top here, goes on there. That goes on there. Have a single stud there. No, we don't. We have a curved piece. There we go. Right there. Is that looking like the right detail? And then we have the grill just over here. And then this sits ever so eloquently right here. Perfect. That's looking good to me. And then on the other side, we've got stud 4 stuff on there. 2 small studs here. 1, 2. Well, I think because it's the end of the year, like when it comes to the Lego builds, I always think, well, the bigger the better. And if you need something that you want to have in the background and relax to, then you've got it. And if you enjoy the Lego builds, then yeah, hopefully it's one of those videos that is just a nice, relaxing, tingly thing for you. Okay, on the top. I mean, if we look back for when the first time we did the Lego SMR videos, that's going to be like 4, 5 years ago, which is insane if that is the case. Absolutely insane. Okay, oh, and then we've got this one down at the bottom here. So oh, we need to do 2 of these. Alright, so let's just make 2. And I think we was probably meant to do 2 on the other side. Yes, of course we were. Right, so let's do the other one. Okay. Two studs. 1, 2. Flat piece. There we go. On top there. Then we have the curved bit just going down there, and then on top 1 and a 2. Okay, and then this one then goes down the side. Over here, so that's got to be lined up perfectly with our studs there. Okay, that's on top, and we're going to commit and press that one down. Okay, it's locked in. Then for the other side, let's get that one in there. Excellent. let's get our on the top there. I really didn't think we'd be doing all these tiny details. I thought it was just going to be structural parts already. Okay, and then we need a grill which goes on the top, which we seem to have misplaced there. There we go, buddy. Let's pop you on there. And then you go just here, adjacent to all of those. Click you in place. Very, very nice indeed. Okay, and then we need detailing. Two of these will then go across, or as a Henry Plainview would say, across. Okay, very nice indeed. And then I think we meant to have three going on there. Four, actually, cool. And that's looking good there to me. Great. And then we have another piece to put together here. So we've got two of these pieces right here. Or just, no, meant to have two. Okay, so that with an upright piece in the corner. And then another one of those in the corner. In the middle, we have a nice textured piece here. There we go. That's pointing upright. And then we have these that point out right here. And that one there. And this one slots in right at the front. Is it part of it? Well, hopefully that's what you're looking for. I think it is. Okay, there we go. Pressing that one down firmly. And then we've got more soft pieces to place up here as well. And one for there, and some more grill pieces. Right, we are getting less and less on back number one. Right, so we've got one of those there, one of these here. Now let's turn that around so it's the right way. And this sits at the back there. Okay, so we have one of these on top. That goes on the second one down there. And then this sits ever so eloquently there and there, pushing you down. Okay, can you tell that it's a walker yet? I cannot. Right, I keep putting it away like I'm about to build something else. I'm not. Right. Okay, on this side we have got two pieces there. Two pieces there. This one goes in. As does this one. Here. Two. There we go. And at the front we've got a stud there. And a stud there. And then on the top here we've got these pieces. One, two, locking it all into place. 3, 4 on the top. 2, 3, and 4. Very nice indeed. We seem to have a few spares there. Never know how many spares you're actually meant to have, if any, but still, that is our bag number one. So this thing is already a size. This one looks like a good bag. It's got some cool pieces in there. Right, now we're going to start building up this beast. Okay. So let's get our main piece out, and what we're looking for is this. 4 of those. 2, 3, and the 4th one. 4. Okay, so in the middle here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Very nice. And then on the top, we need the smaller pieces here. Poke outward. 2, 3, and number 4. And then we have grills on the top of that. 1, 2. Excellent. Right, now we've got either the turret or the leg mechanism or something, so let us begin this triumphant part of the build. I mean, if I had a white mat, it would be so much more easier to see. And if I didn't have different lights, blue lights making everything look a different colour as well, it would be even easier there too. So I'm looking for one piece. One piece, that's all it is. Okay. So the piece we want is this piece right here. And we need to do this, how many times? 4 times, I imagine. Okay, so we have red piece in there, then a long red piece here, and then we have one of these that slots through on the end as that points down and that goes out that way. And then we need another one of these. And a red piece slot in the bottom, and this then goes through with another red piece through the end here. So same again. There we go. Very nice indeed. And then what we have is a piece that I've never seen before, so perhaps this is made especially for this set. Not entirely sure, but yeah, be cool if it was. Okay, and that goes through the bottom right there. And then we have some brown pieces which go in there and in there, but yeah, so they go on the top, and at the bottom we have some brown pieces which have these slotted inside there. So 1, 2, and then again on the outside, 3, and 4. Okay, and then that goes in there, and that goes in there. Very nice. And then we have that other special piece. Where are you? There we go. And that just fits on the top. Right there, if you would be so kind, just to go in there. Excellent. There we go. That's looking good. And then on the top we have 2 of those pieces going down after we mimic that bit there. Okay, so that goes on like that. That goes down. But that was a very satisfying part of the build. I like that bit. Okay, and then we've got one more piece which points down. The pointing down piece. There we are. Very cool. And we have this thing here made. Excellent. So this is for the middle part of the legs by the looks of it. So we're going to take we're going to call it a model, just because, you know, we're going to be pretentious like that. We take our model and click that on the top there, looking very nice. All right. So there's always a point Lego set where I tend to say, it comes together and I say, things are starting to happen and come together and take place. Well, that point, I think, is now. As soon as you get these sorts of pieces, then things are starting to happen. And that is good. It perfectly slots in there. That is very satisfying. Oh, yes, I like that one. That is nice. Okay, that is very nice. So you could see the middle part of the walker now. Okay, that's really awesome. And on the top, there you go. So we're making this part twice over here. Let's not lose you. So we've got 2 of these pieces and 2 of those black pieces there. Right, so 2 bits together with brown middle, click. And then we have 2 grills there. Click and click. And then that goes on the top. Which way round? Which way round? That way maybe. Okay. Now we go on the top. There, I didn't know this thing had windows. Right. Okay, and then this, same thing again. Need 2 of those pieces here. Goes together, brown bit on the top there. Click. What's the loud one? Click. And then we have our grills on top here. Click. And click. Okay, looking good. And then this, making sure the window's the right way, goes on the top. Just there. And then these slot in facing this way. Okay. Try the other way there, Fred. Okay. There we go. And then that goes down. Very nicely. Right there. Magnifique. And then we pop you on the top, making sure this piece is the right way around, which I think is there. Okay. And then you go in the middle there and hold all that in place. That's pretty solid. I like that a lot. Okay. So we need a load of red studs on the top just to make it look awesome, you know. For those, and then we have the black square piece. Here it is. And then 2 soft curves here. 1, and where's the other one? There you go. So this in middle right here, and then soft curves right there. Very nice. I like that. Right, so we need to do this one twice for both sides. Okay, I suppose being repetitive and symmetrical, and you need to do the doubles or quadruples for this particular build. Okay, so this and that here. Let's get the conveyor belt up because I just find that satisfying to do it that way. Okay. Then on the top, I have this detail here. Ever so gently slots in there. Slots in there. There we go. One, and there should be another one in there. If you could find it, Fred, that would be pretty great. Maybe if I said it would appear again. We have another curve. Yeah, there we are. Yeah, actually worked. Okay. Then we have the one with the hole in it. Need 2 of those. Close that on the top there, and then these go pointing outward, right there and right there. Very nice indeed. Okay. So we have a massive piece here, and is that going to show us where it goes? Yes, in the middle, on the top. Okay. And at the bottom. Right, that's the proper structural part there. And then at the bottom we have two holding pieces and two red pieces which should be coming down there as well, actually. There we go. And there we go. Then these go at the bottom, right there. Then same again on the other side, so this holds it together. I really like this design, just because it's making it proper solid. So if you're picking up this piece, you're not gonna have to worry about it going kaput. Okay. And then it goes at the bottom, right there. Slot you up. Looking good. And now we have an interesting piece here. So top we need a yellow bit that goes all the way in, and then this bit goes there, and then this Tatooine piece goes here, and then apparently this then slots in at the front. Let's turn you around. One stud back there, one there. Okay, and then we've got to do the guessing game. I'm trying to work out where these parts go now. Okay, so that one there, and then we have two of these go on top here. That is weird. Don't you think that's just crazy how it just happens to, well, to me it looks like it. Maybe to you, not at all. Still got a little bit of time left, but to me, I can see it. I can see it forming and taking place. Shape. Right. So we need two of those on the top here. Oops. So this goes here, two studs go there. When I was looking at the sets, I was thinking, like, when I go through the Lego store, I always just browse everything. I just enjoy looking at the Lego sets, and I could probably stand there for a long time doing that. And as I'm walking through, there are so many cool sets at the moment for so many different franchises. Like Lego have done so well, which is awesome. And the one which harken back to some childhood memories for me was that they've got a medieval castle one, and it looked awesome, and I was thinking, should I get it? And I picked it up to get it, and I was holding it, but then I opted for Star Wars. It's the lure of the Star Wars tanks and everything, the clones, which gets me. But that medieval one did look freaking awesome, and I was very, very tempted, to say the least. Okay, this goes at the top here, and this one goes at the top here. There we go. And then down the side, you have this bit and here. But one of the customs which I like are the forts, the Lego castles, all of that. Love it, because I've still got the pieces of the Lego Army Wars, the medieval ones with the helmets and things and spears and remnants of a castle, which I did have, like the walls. I think there was another one of you somewhere. There you go. So to make a big medieval one, I'd probably get just as much satisfaction doing that as well. So, you know, that would be pretty great. So let's have a look here, Fred. You appear to have just gone one back, one too far further there. Right, let's get you there. That red one goes there. And that red one goes there. That goes on the top there. And then that perfectly joins up there now. Excellent. Just when I get too into my stories, then you know, mistakes happen. Right, on the top here, two of these, 1 and 2. Face you out, and place you on the top here and here. There we go. Looking good. Now we've got to turn it over. Hope this thing doesn't fall apart. And then we've got at the bottom, you'd want these right here. And this falls right on the, well, let's turn it round like it has there. And this goes on the edge here. That's good. So now we have a piece, this one, and it's saying it needs to connect in between these pieces. So another structural part, which is very awesome to see. And I'm very happy when these pieces crop up because, you know, that's not going anywhere now. So that makes me very happy. That's in there, like so. Okay, we've got two of these pieces here and here, and that goes pointing upwards there and there. Looking very nice. Right, so pointing outward, we have this, and you go out there, and there. There should be black pieces which go in there too. Excellent. Great. Now some big pieces. So that's that, and this now goes on the top, effective immediately. Okay, apparently, there we go, and that's very nicely on there now. Do you need to do that any more times? Just the once, just the once. Okay, so we need two of these. We need a piece, two of those on top. Okay, that like that. That like that. It's still raining crazy outside at the moment. What's going on? Right, let's pop you in there. And pop you in there. And then this sits, or is meant to sit. I think we're making some sort of cockpit here at the moment for the rear turret. Okay, we're going to place you in there and right there. Excellent, looking good. And on the top, this goes there, and then on the inside, there it is. That's looking good to me. Right, it's like things are starting to happen again, which is good. I like it. So we need two more of those. There we go. Now this is awesome. This is what I like seeing, when you get the nice smooth bits on there as well. And it gets very blocky and starts building up. It's about that time where that sort of starts happening, which is pretty awesome. Now we need two of these on top of each other. And again, here, and that sits on top there, and there. Okay. And then on the top we have this covered. It's weird, I don't actually remember seeing this colour on it at all, but obviously it's there. This is very nice. Grated cog piece, I like that. That is very nice. Very satisfying. So, like some gears there. Okay, that detail bit goes on the top there, held in place by there as well. Very good. Yeah, I know what we're making now. This is looking good. This is looking very, very, very good. Very happy with this set. It's making me a little bit too excited here. Okay, that on the top. This goes top there. That follows there. Okay. Then we have these small pieces either side of this smooth bit there and there with stud on either side. One there and one there. This sits on the top. Very nice. And then on the top here goes you. Actually, no it doesn't. Fred, no it doesn't at all. No it does not. Okay, we need another one of you. Where you are. In my hand. Okay. And we have this which goes out sideways. And the other one there. This is good. This is very good. Nearly done it again there, Fred. That goes on top. Then it's this one. And then, awesome. Love it so much. I haven't seen these joysticks for, it seemed like a very, very long time. So that's really cool. There we go. Let's turn you over. So what we need now is to put these two corner pieces together with a middle piece like so on the top. This thing goes at the bottom, that goes on the bottom, and then we're going to smooth that out with some nice smoothie bits. Okay, let's try not to break it as well. There's a set which, even if it's a custom-made one, which I've had my eye on for a long time, I don't know why, but it just calls to me, and it's a Y-wing. And doing some sort of Y-wing, I don't know why, but it would be pretty cool. Because it has all those detailed bits in the engines at the back, and even though that would be a fidgety nightmare to put together, it would look really great as a Lego set. Okay, so this piece that we've just made here now goes at the front part here. That's awesome. Love that. That's great. Then we've got a couple of, oh, this just gets better. Look at that. That's so cool. Right, and this goes on top. And there we go. Facing downward. And then we have two pieces there. And that just slots in. This thing is designed so well. Yes. Yes, word on Star Wars again. Okay. And then we're going to turn it back. On its back there. And then we have some smaller three pieces that go here. If we can just place that in gently, and here. Yeah, I knew that was going to break. I don't know why I didn't tell us to do that to begin with, but still. Okay, let's place you back where you're meant to be. There we go. And then turn it on the front. We have some turret blaster holder type things there. And then on the top, just meant to cover up there, making it somewhat more secure, which is good. There we go. Stay in place. Stay in place. Okay. And then a soft piece on the top to smooth it all out. And that is looking great. And this grill part, which goes just here, which looks awesome. And then this slots in just at the front here. So we're going to very carefully place that in there, and it even just slides in there so you can get your figure in and out, which is amazing. Love it, love it, love it. Perfect. That looks great to me. And now we are on bag number 4. So one does wonder what this pack entails for us. And by the looks of it, some great clone troopers, which is awesome. Okay. Let's get your legs on there. The more clones, the merrier, in my opinion. That's awesome. They look so good. And then they have some extra special blasters in here. Okay, well that's awesome. So that clicks on there. Very nice indeed. That's huge. Surely it can't be that. And then that goes on there. I love that. Love these guns. They're great. And a fine addition to the army. Okay. So those clones, they look amazing. I mean, come on. 212th Legion, Division, whatever you'd like to call it. That is crazy. We're still not halfway through, but we are making some legs right now. Okay. So let us begin with our leg making progress, whatever. Right. I've literally no idea what sort of time this would be at the moment. Perhaps on my camera we've got about 3 hours of footage thus far, but condensed down with some Fred editing, possibly an hour. I don't know. But you know it's going to be a longer one. So we have a start there. Oh, it's already on there. Well done, Fred. Okay, that goes on the top. Put you there. And this bit on the top here. Do we need the same colour? Is that the same colour? I can't quite tell there. I guess so. Right. And then we need the same again, but for the top part. Going down there. And then this goes down on the top there. So we've got some of these black pieces there. It goes through there. And then the other one in there. And then we need a leg part. And that goes nearly on the end. Top work there, Fred. Top work. Top men. Okay. Come on. You can do it. There we go. There we go. We're intact. We're in business. Right. Now we need two of these pieces together. And then that on the top. You know, we've got one of the feet here, which is going to look very nice. It doesn't take much to see the iconic foot for this thing. Alright, we need those smooth pieces. And another one. There we go. That's already connected somehow. Right, then on the top, that goes. And then we have two round pieces. And a lot of nice smooth bits around the edge here. I could vouch for that, that's for sure. Round we go. And round we go. Very nice indeed. And on top, then we have a yellow piece. A singular piece there. That goes straight down. Like so. I'm seeing our clone trooper, he's going across the page and he's nearly at halfway now. Right. So at the bottom here is a piece which I've missed out. There we go. So if you go in there, and then that slots on here. Very, very nice indeed. And then we're making like the cog part looks like the mechanics of it. So we need this piece here. We need this piece here. And then we have, I haven't used one of these pieces for I don't know how many years. I haven't seen it in a long time, so that's pretty great. Now on the top, this one goes there. And this just apparently slots in right about. Right, so that is, you know, that's what we're working with at the moment. Okay, it's time to get our walker back in action. So this slides in at a very important point here, so up through the middle somehow. Okay, then that goes up there, and then hopefully this is about to do as I politely ask it to do. So if this can get up top there, push that in a bit more. Right, so this slots up there, and then we need this piece to go straight through. Very, very carefully. Right, so just gonna twist that until we get it. And then we have one leg here. Didn't think it was gonna be that flimsy though. Maybe that would change. I don't know. Probably not. Okay, so next page. We need to make another leg. Please don't fall over. Be very careful. Right. So on the top with start there, on the top there, then on the bottom you have one of these in the middle, and then we have two of these, one here, one there, and then on the top we have another one there, and a single stud just there. Then this goes on top, that goes on top. Very nice. And then we need the black parts which go in there and in there, and then another leg piece. Place you in there and there. Very nice. Very satisfying. Okay. Then we need that grey bit, green bit there, and at the top we need that red piece, two of those together top, like so. And then that slots in on the top, right there. Very nice indeed. Then we have another base. I like this bit. This bit is very nice. One, two, three, and four, and then another round piece on top. I mean, if there is different Legos that you think I should take a look at and think that we should give a go with a Lego build, let me know. Like I'd always do the things which are most interesting. So if there's a popular set which a lot of you like, then that's the one that we'll go for sure. And it will hopefully be a great Lego build. Okay, there we go. Another one done. Then this slots in right there, and then we have to make a very, very precarious mechanical foot part here. Okay, same again. That with the cog and this bit here. There we go. And that goes on top. That goes in there. No, it doesn't. That goes in there. That goes on the top there. Put the cog. And then that slots in the foot here. And then this one on the same side goes up and in the leg section, and we'll get that bit ready to go in there. So you should be there like so. This is great seeing the legs go on. Very, very cool. And then this should not just yet. Just slots in the middle there. Should do, but would it? There we go. It's done it. Now we have two very flimsy feet there, but I think once it's all together, it will do its job. Okay, so it's very carefully placed you there. Right, let's get you back. We need it again. So on the end here, we have one piece with a grill. One there. So this one is pointing upwards from here. Okay, and then this one points upwards from there, and there is one small grill piece apparently. There it is, and that clicks in like that. Very nice indeed. So we are making some more smoothed bits, part of the walk-in mechanism, which is pretty good. Okay, that's good there. There we go. Then turn it round. Now we need to make two of those. There we go. Looking good. So this slots in just there. Very nice. nice. And then this one on the top there. See, that looks so cool to see the light there. Oh my, right. There we go. That's awesome. I like that a lot. That you can move that. That's really cool. Right, and we are back to making some more legs. That's freaking amazing. I love that. Right. So we need not those pieces. This one. So at the back, start at the front. There we go. There, two of these, one here, one there. Very nice. And then a stud at the top here. And this goes across the top. This there. This just there. And then the black pieces in the side here. And in there. Very good. So both go in there together. Top work again, Fred. Well done. Carefully. It's going to go in there carefully. There we go. Right. And then we need two of these. Two of those black pieces. There we go. One there. One there. See, if this was about 3 o'clock in the morning right now, like my other ones, I would probably get a bit frustrated with the fiddly bits, but this, I'm just getting that complete enjoyment of Lego building today and having a great time. Right, here we go. So let's get some more feet going on. Good to me there. Now let's make one of these cog things here. My favorite. That's what we want to do. Okay, and then this goes up just so. Carefully there. That bike, if you could probably hear it, is probably going to be appearing in my bloopers at the end of the video because it has ruined so many videos with that stupid engine, but still. Okay. So carefully place you in there. Excellent. That is looking great. The fact that it's nearly standing by itself is awesome. Coming along very nicely there. Walker. I don't really know the best way to hold that one. Okay. And then for another one, the final one. Okay, start on the top, piece on the back. do like it when you build in Lego and then you just get into that rhythm. It's taken a little while for that today for me, but when you're in it, you're in it. Okay, then we need the base. Okay, get you there, and you there. Okay, and you know the drill now, Fred. Here we go. Slots in there. We have our pre-made cog here, and that just goes on the top there. Alrighty. Okay, so this is just going to slot up in the top there. And just get it to fit in there. That would be great. Is that perfectly lined? We need it in there. So just right. Okay, there. So if you just hold up there. It's a bit fiddly, this thing. And then this goes in there. Cog has come out again for some reason. In it goes. Excellent. Perfect. Then that should just stay there. And you got to sort yourself out there and stay intact. There we go. Our walker is walking. I know it's missing two feet there as well, but that is looking supremely nice. A little bit more detail to pop on here as well. So back here, I love that it just stands up independently now. That's awesome. That's the great satisfaction you get when you build Lego. When it all comes together like that. I built that. That's pretty good. I do love these detailed pieces, but it actually has functionality as well, so you can turn the wheels. I think that's a really cool design, and it looks really good as well. And that goes on the bottom there too. Right. Oh, we actually probably meant to put those on there. Okay, makes a lot of sense to do that. In the middle, right there, and in the middle, right there. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. So now we are making a bad boy turret. This is what we want. Okay, so on the top, put one of these in here, clicks in. Then we need another one on the top there with this piece right there. That clicks on the top, and then it goes in. I don't quite understand how that works, but it just works, and it is a Very, very clever, ingenious design. Set that on the top. Then we need this one here with this on top. And now we have a very awesome turret, which looks great. And then this goes at the bottom, right here. Okay, so at the front, I mean, they're just going to mimic each other, but just place you in there. Amazing. Amazing. I think this has been my favourite bag so far. It's been really great creating them. So, on the top. At the bottom, one of those. Then we need this black piece here. If we push that one in a bit more. There we go. And then on the top we have one more bit there. That will just fall off immediately. Okay. And then you slot in right there. It looks great. They look so cool. Very, very cool. This is an awesome set. Right. And then we need some more turrets. Okay. So on the bottom here. You on top there, and then we have what seems to be another turret. Awesome. A miniature Death Star by the looks of it. This goes in there, and one of these pieces on top. And then it continues. This on the top here. So this is meant to go at the front, which is awesome. Now I want to make sure this is going to be put on there very, very carefully. Okay, so on the side here, we've got a piece, and it's telling us to put it below this piece here, and it connects to that bit there. So is that up the top? This part? I think so. Like that, and I think Lego's happy with that. Okay, and it's got little lights there as well. Look at it. It's amazing. It's really great. Right, then we need the other side of the turret there. way, Fred. There we go. And that on like so. And there we have it. Another one. Turn our friend over here. We'll bring him over. Then you click in up here, but you have to go underneath right there. I mean, what's not to love about this set thus far? I mean, it's pretty great. I assume there are extra pieces that we probably missed out. Okay, now we're on bag number 5. Oh, I hate it when they do that. A bag within a bag with another bag. That's a lot of small pieces in there. Okay. So I think this one's the beast one. Probably gonna take half an hour, maybe 40 minutes. But first up, we have got another clone. So let's build our clone trooper 212. Trooper, you just get a small gun though. Sorry, mate. Well, there's a lot of black things here. I didn't have my blue lights on just then, so it's probably why it was a lot easier to see everything. And here we go. Clone number 4. Looking pretty amazing to me and pretty great. So, begin with the build. So we're going to have to get through lots of detailing at some point. So it's got to be this one. Makes sense if it was on the right one, that it would be great. Okay, let's start you there, and there, very nice, and there. Gap there. So this goes right up the middle of our build here. So make sure we got that the right way, and then straight up the middle is where it goes. And now we have our handy holding piece. So we need to lock that in place a bit there. So this goes on the top, and then we have some. That's ingenious. Then we have some of these black pieces here. One, another one there. And they sit either side. So you can always hold your, that's great, and lift it up. Great idea. I like that quite a lot. That's pretty cool. Now, we are building some more legs here. So these are the like chunky old legs here. Okay. considerably larger foot there. And we have an even slightly more complicated mechanism going on here. So, what do we need? This piece here. There's a big piece, don't need that yet. And then those small black pieces. For some reason, I mixed them up. Don't know why I did that. Right, here we go. And here. Then on the back, just slot in there. Then at the front, we have a larger piece. There we go. And the yellow bit. And then one of these pieces on top. There we have we don't just make them. A large piece here, there we go. So all of a sudden it seems to have turned fiddly. Okay. There's a single piece that goes in there, right? And then on that side we need you to be broken out there. Excellent. And then on top we have another one of these, which just goes there. And then at the bottom, and this piece goes through that part there, and then guess what we've got to make? Not one of the cocks, right? I think that is only the flaw which I found with this set so far is literally just this piece and how they come out so easily. Isn't there a bit that holds that? Not today, apparently. Okay. So we'll just go straight in there. Okay, and that's just good to go and ready. We need the dark ones. Right, that one's probably a little bit too big. So we need the black stud. There we go. In the middle. In the middle there. Turn it over. Black base. Tatooine colour. That goes on there. Then this ingenious thing fits in on number 2 there. Apparently. Now this chunky thing here. So we got 2 points that this needs to go on. No, just the one actually. And that literally just clips on here. Wow. And just like that. That looks great. That looks really good. It's only when you build the Lego you see how ingenious the design for it is. I think it's just incredible how some of these ships get designed. You know, like in the films, they're refined. It's not just one; they're always, you know, worked upon and homed in on a little bit further. Okay, so we need the soft parts here until they create the right one, and I'd love just to see that process happen in real life. Okay. And is there another one of these? Would be great. We know you're here somewhere. It's just a matter of, there we go, of finding you, which we did. Okay, then we have another large piece on top there. It's very clicky, this one, which is good. And then a small one on the top, which goes here, and then a small round piece right here. Don't want to be neglecting the right here a bit, even though I have pretty much the whole time. So let's try and do this one over this side a bit more. And on the top here, there we go. And do we have another one? We should do. There we go. Looking good. Okay. And then we need to make the contraption back to your left here again. So we need the small, tiny piece, which is this, and then we need two black pieces that go in the yellow piece. That's what we need. Okay. This on one side, and then the large one on this side. If you want to just level out there, that would be great. Okay, if you want to do that on that side. Or just destroy my nail, that's perfectly fine now. That goes on top here. Marvelous. And at the bottom we have the same. There we go. And there we go. Looking good. That's way too loud. Right. Let's pop you on there. This goes on the top there, so this then goes right here. Very nice. Now we need to make one of our friends, the cogs here. Okay, so we're going to pop you on there, and you in there. Okay, then this just slots on right there. Very precariously, as they all have. it still. Hopefully it will stay on. Whoa. Okay. I do enjoy the slightly bigger bits. They just give me the childhood satisfaction when you had the big old blocks and you just be building away whatever you could think of. Okay. The pods, like I said before, it's always pod races which I used to build, and then I used to put string at the top of the engines and take away the middle part, so I'd make turn it into a puppet almost, so when you move it the engines would move up and down, and then the cockpit as well at the back would also move, so when you had two together you could bash them together like in the films and the engines would sort of bash and interact with each other. That's what I used to do a lot. And my Legos, if the Jedi weren't, or if the Jedi were taking a break from fighting the Trade Federation for a small period of time. Okay, on the top, and then we need a single star 3-piece here, right there. That's not it, that's detail, and that's that again. Okay, there we go. On the top. On the top there. There we go. And then we just pop you right in there. Such a chunky look there. And then this, we're just going to turn it around. Fits ever so nicely and neatly in there. Perfect. Magnificent look at it. That's so cool. That looks so good. With some clones flanking it in every direction, then that's going to look epic. So we might not need that, but we're probably going to be building on that now. Okay, which comes some detailing parts. This one, red piece at the top. I think there's going to be lots of detailing happening right now. So let's put that the right way there. Okay, and then that goes in there. And then this, if we turn this around the right way, should be sitting. It's tricky because everything looks exactly the same, but that should go in there, and I think that's where the guns are held in there. Alright, so hopefully I'm right there. And then we have some detailing parts here. So that fits on top, in the middle, right here, that goes on there. And then we have the cup, the classic Lego cup, and that just sits facing outward here, which that cup is interpreted to look like some sort of exhaust. Right. Now we need to add some more things, small detail things here. So let's give ourselves a chance there. Right. So that on the top with a white piece. Right there, and then the red on the top, and this going there. And then we have these small stud detail pieces, 1 and 2. Very good. And then this one sits on the other side of that cockpit. Let's try and do it. I like it how it just basically gets you to twist it around every second now. Not just focus at one point, you've got to keep twisting around. Okay, so some detail in there. Next up we have a very cool looking crate box of some sort. Yeah, it is. So we've got some clone binoculars in there. Let's pop you in there. Very nice. Then we've got a lid for this. But is that grey? No. That's probably the one we want. There. And then this one goes on the other side. Right here. Okay. got some bigger pieces happening, which is good. Okay. Then we've got a big spanner to put in here. Obviously, they need to fix up the walker when it's damaged, etc., etc. So, all self-sufficient in here. So this one goes in the middle. Okay, so up top, and it just goes there. Okay, and stays there then. Right, let's place you there. It's funny, like when you see some of the pieces, like I haven't seen some of these things in years. I'm talking many years, and it just triggers memories of certain sets, like of that safari one, the one that kind of looked like Indiana Jones and his dad, and the guy with the top hat. I can't remember his name. It's like an adventure one. I had all those, and those are pieces for the plane in there. You just remember it. Touched it, seen it, or anything for all these years, and yet it just triggers a memory. It's pretty cool. Right, goes on top. And then we have a number 9 sticker happening right now. Okay, which we will, I'm sure, make a good job of. Possibly. Okay, stickers. Number 9. Terrible, absolutely terrible. One day, Fred, one day you'll get it. Right, on the other side, we need a very strange piece here. No, it's a single piece. We have a small, tiny corner piece. There we go. All by itself. And some detail. Well, that's typical. I was literally on a Lego building run there, and my lovely camera had stopped recording, so the memory card was full. So I've taken apart the bits which I've done, but basically we built the plates on it, and all there is for this point is clicking it on our lovely bear walker here at the moment. So we've got these blue bits on there, and it's literally a hole in there, and they click up. Like so, and bend it in, and magically it starts to look like how it's meant to look. Awesome. It's just typical though. It's like the best part of the build, and then the memories just cease to exist. So yeah, that looks so good. And then on the other side, let's pop the side plates on here, on the armor plates. It looks amazing. I can't get over how much I love this set already. We know what it's missing over here as well, and maybe a little bit at the back there too. Right, and then you on there, pinch over, and there. Thus far, looking great, and now we're on the final bag. And I say final bag, it's the final bags with probably about 20 little bags inside. So and let's do it. Let's do our clone. I think he's the driver, the pilot, or whatever you'd like to call him. So a slightly different variation here. Head would be good. That would be really good. There you are. Let's get you on there. Your very focused face. Okay, and here we have a lovely clone looking spectacular. I mean, magnificent. That's more appropriate. Right, let us begin our final part of the build, and then we're going to do a pretty great setup at the end, which should look pretty good and complement one another, shall we say. But yeah, I think overall, thus far anyway, this build has been so good, and I've really enjoyed doing it. It's a nice, chill, relaxing vibe that the clones create. Okay. Oddly specific piece that. There we go. Then we have a starter pile up here. 2, 3, and 4. There we go. It doesn't want to focus. There we go. Oh no, oh dear, we've got some more stickers on the way. Okay, let's pop these on there. And must be brave for this, so number 5 and number 4. Because I made a complete bodge on the other ones, so let's see if we can get this. On the booklet it says, it shows you the stickers, but they're a lot bigger and they fill up the corners, but in reality they don't fill the corners at all. So there's room for error like that. I mean, pushing it, I guess, ever so slightly. And number 5. It's been raining constantly the whole time, heavy rain, so hopefully that's been nice and relaxing there as well. A little bit of a Lego build extra. Right, I prefer it to be snowing this time of year, mind you, but there we go. Okay, let's get you on the top there, and you in there. You got the studs there, and this goes right on the front if it can squeeze in. I think what we have this on top there. So we got 1, 2, oh yeah, because it goes in the front. Had me somewhat perplexed there, but we managed to find our way around it. Okay. There we go. So we want you in there, then we want a nice piece. Let's get our Tatooine pieces in here. Okay, then that piece. sad our clone trooper is getting to the end of the book now. I need some soft bits in the middle. Very nice. And then on the top, like so, on another sticker, number 1. Okay. Good luck, Fred. You can do it. It's still off. I just don't know how I managed to do that every time. Okay, so this clips in on the back right here. That is the back, yes. Okay, so you go in there and it just perfect. Looking great. Yeah, that's looking good to me. Whoa. Right, now we have some larger pieces here. So we need 2 of these, and these go at the back on either side. Okay. Then we need our rear cannon turret thing, I think. Right. These bricks are all over the place. So you go on the top there, then on the bottom, you then slot in there with 1 gap, like so. And then we need to make the side piece here. So we're getting all down to the fidgety, finicky detail parts. For the other side. There we go. Now I need to turn it over. This is starting to get a little bit fidgety down the end. Okay, let's get ourselves a throw piece. There. And there. This goes in the top. There we go, and at the bottom. At the bottom. tiny details which I said would be really good on the X-Wing, and that I'd love to see all the details, but in reality doing the details on the tiny bits is tricky. Right, now we're in business. Okay, so on the top we've got two. That's not it. Then we need some smooth parts just on the back. And smooth at the front. You've got a lot of those smooth bits. That's the nice detail bits which I like. I think it looks really good. Okay, now I need this long one here. Then that goes at the bottom over here. Right, we're going to make some turrets here. So we need to make this twice. We know the drill. Right, so in you go. And in you go. On the top. I think that design is just simply ingenious. Never had that before. I love it. It's great. Okay. Don't forget the top thread. There we go. In you go. And in you go. Black piece on top. So, I suppose if you were army building or clone army building, this is very, very much a necessity for your collection. I mean, you've probably seen as well where people have huge tables full of clones on there, and it looks epic. And yeah, the thing that means they've got probably about 10 of these as well, so it'd probably take them quite a long time to build it all. If I had a room spare, it would be a Lego room for sure, and there would be some sort of droid thing, probably MTT, because I love those, but the mock one, I know there's a recent set and I was toying between the MTT, the blue separatist one, or this one, and the choice that I went for this because it looked cooler, just for the size wise as well, and it looked like it was a bit bigger, but the MTT, the mock one which I've seen online, is absolutely unreal, and that is the one that I want. It says it's a complicated build, but it's got everything from the film, and it moves like it, and it looks so good. That's the one which I want. So let's get our little baby here. So we've got the things pointing down here, and then these bits, right, I see, and they click in there. But is it going to do it? That is the question. At the moment, no, it's not. And now it is. Great. And the other one, if you can just try and ease your way in there. Excellent. Oh, look at that. Precision shooting. Yes, it looks so good. And then you could lift it up and get into it, or you could click it into place, which is what I'm going to do. Perfect. And it's a gentle click, so you can easily take it on and off, take it apart. But yeah, that looks so good. But we are missing something. You know what it is. I know what it is. So let's build it. Okay. I've just got that thing. I have it every single time when I make Lego. It's the combination of ASMR and just pure relaxation. My brain doesn't need to think, it just does it. Apart from the filming aspect, but to make sure that that's working. But apart from that, it's just that Lego zone. I think it's got to be linked in with ASMR for sure. For me anyway. Okay, so at the back we've got two of those. braided bits I like. Alright, and then we got some proper nice bricks here. Very good. And then these on the sides. Then this on top, very nice. And this is our final sticker. Thank goodness. It'd be so awesome if they were printed, like really, really cool. But then they would make them so valuable, different ones. So, well done, Fred. Not right. And then we need on top here. This piece, very nice. We've still got loads of pages left, but there's no bag, so okay. So this one goes on the top here. It should click on, which it does. Oh, that looks good. Perfect, perfect, perfect. It looks really nice. Right. And then the bit that I thought we were just about to build, begin. Camouflage. Interesting piece here. Right, so now we're making the actual firing part here. It has a face with something going in someone's face, so that's the shooting bit. Okay. So what we need is the gun part and whatever this is. We want to the grill on there. There we go. Then same again, other side. Oh, actually not the same again at all. Okay. So then this goes on the top, but we're meant to make that twice. So have we got a ×2 there? assumed that we was meant to make that twice. Yes, okay. 2 turrets right there. So we want a grill on the back, on the shooting part, on the gun. There we go. And then we've got a single piece there, a stud there, and then this on the opposite side, right there. On top. And it's looking very, very nice indeed. Right. Then literally no idea what that is. Okay. That on the top. For the last bit, we're just gonna swap it over to the other ear, as we really have neglected this side a little bit. And I can actually see better this side as well in the light. Right. So we need 2 of these pieces together. And that slots on. It's meant to slot on. Alright, let's get you on there. That goes on the top there. And a couple of these. And then the red one, the big red. Another red one there. Page 199 and page 200. Smack the microphone. Great. Okay. And then how many more of these? It's a big one. Okay. Another red one there. Very nice. And another black one. This is gonna look like a beast. I like it. Another one there. And another one. Excellent. Ooh. That's what we want. And then this goes in there. And finally, that's some solid gun detail there. I do like that a lot. And then this simply on the end of our lovely turret here. Let's click that in so that goes up and down. Very nice. And then on the back we have this part here. And then turn it over. We have 2 pieces left. And if you just be so kind and click into place there. There we go. Pop it on the bottom there. Try not to break everything else there, Fred. That would be quite great. There we go. Look at it. Magnificent. And then finally, on the top, we have our awesome turret gun and one completed. So we have our turret on top, and now we have one completed ATTE 200-page build. I thought that was a pretty great build and very enjoyable and hopefully very relaxing. So now, what do we do now? We get our lovely walker here, and we're gonna put it all together in a nice little pose and admire it, this completed build. But first off, yeah, I mean, look at it. Incredible. And all the small details which you had here for like moving legs around and lifting it up on the top there, and that is sturdy. the legs do make me laugh how they wobble a bit, but it means that they could just pretty much stand on whatever you want. If there was an uneven surface, it will adapt to it basically. But yeah, the ATT is just such a brilliant Attack of the Clones design. It just screams Clone Wars, and all the cool things they did in the Clone Wars series, like crawling up walls and Battle of Geonosis, etc. It's yeah, an awesome Lego piece, and this I'm very happy with, and it was very relaxing to do, and hopefully it was there for you too. So why don't we set it up and make it look awesome? Yeah, I thought so. Let's do it. Well, here is our lovely, magnificent setup for our ATTE Walker, and this setup is for the Republic. I love democracy. I love the Republic. The power you give me, I will stop there. But as we can admire, this great set, the build itself was great fun to do. There was lots of intricate things on there which I thought worked really well, and hopefully there was a lot of clicky, Lego satisfying building parts in there as well, which got you triggered. I mean, I triggered myself with that bit in there, which is pretty rare for me to do when I'm making an ASMR video. But everything from the turret, from those meaty legs to all of the turrets at the back, it's so good, and there's ample space inside for all the clone buddies to sit in there as well. So because I've got extra clones which came with the Republic gunship, and I have got a pilot one with Obi-Wan Kenobi ship as well that we did ages ago, they can all fit in there and they can all have a great time and look after the tank, and yeah, just be a nice contingent. That's what I like when you're displaying these pieces, is that you sort of make your scene, and yeah, then it's satisfying. You know, only you know what's happening in your scene and where they're going, what location they're on, what's the story. That's what I love about Lego sets. It really does send me into like a sort of semi-dreamlike state when I'm building, and it's doing it together. It's like, you know, just two pals chilling out and building it. So it's a bit of a festive theme, I suppose, when you get this from me anyway. It always used to be Star Wars galore every year, even in my adult years as well, where you'd seem to get something Star Wars, and this is just in case, as an insurance policy, just in case I didn't, then I've already done something Star Wars and very much enjoyed it. But I hope it's something nice to relax to during the Christmas period, and if you're absolutely mad busy at the moment, you've got some chill time, and that's a good time for yourself, and some nice relaxing time. If you built this along with me at the same time, I know that some of you do that, and I've seen it, it's awesome. Then yeah, happy building. Hope it was fun and it was cool to build it together. And also, like I said at the start of the Millennium Falcon, if we managed to get 10,000 likes, so I pitched it high, just, you know, because then I definitely have to do it, then yeah, we would do it, and it would just be humongous, and an amazing Lego build, and then trying to make an amazing setup for it as well. It would most likely go in my bedroom where I could see it every single day. So yeah, this whole set looks awesome. Cody looks awesome. The clones look awesome. The 212th Legion is awesome, and I like the sprinkle of B1 battle droids there. Maybe a couple more might have been great, but I can't have it all, I guess. But yeah, some awesome Lego sets going on at the moment, so let me know your favourite ones, and if you wanted to see, apart from the Millennium Falcon, any others build. But apart from that, I hope you enjoyed watching and listening to the Lego build. It was a lot of fun. Take care of yourself. Cheerio.